Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. This video is really off the back of one of the most common questions I get, and that is about applying vinyl to Jesmonite. A lot of people ask me if it needs sealing, how can we seal it, do we need to use epoxy resin to seal it? The answer is definitely not. In this video, I'm going to be making a Jesmonite tray for my tea, believe it or not, and we're actually going to be using Jesmonite sealer. We're going to look at what it is like after being sealed, and then we're going to do a heat test. So we're actually going to use the tray for tea, and we're going to do a heat test of 10 minutes, which of course I will speed up for you guys, and then we're going to look at what it all looks like in the end. Does it work? Is it effective? Let's go. So the tray I'm using in today's video, I purchased myself from The Works last year. The Works is like a craft store here in the UK. You can get so many things there, but you could probably pick up a tray like this in any craft store. Now this cost around £2, £3 maybe, and I'm going to be pouring my Jesmonite in here and putting a vinyl decal over the top. And yeah, I was nervous for it, but it worked out so well. Now this tray went from weighing around 70 grams to a whopping 500 and something grams. So even just adding Jesmonite into this tray weighed it down so much, and I just feel like it gave it this oomph of quality. So I ended up mixing 150 liquid to 375 powder. Again, how much you make is really up to you, the size of your tray. It really just depends on how much you need for your project, and I didn't put too much thought into it. I just thought I needed enough to cover the bottom of the tray, but again, it has made the tray very heavy. I put some white pigment in there to give my marble a crisp white background, and to that I'm just adding 3 drops of black. Now the reason I'm going through this is because if anyone is new to my channel and have never seen this before, then this hopefully will help you out. Do not add too much black. The black is truly deeply pigmented and it can take over your piece. So I'm just giving it a light swirl with an old but clean lollipop stick, and then it's a case of pouring it into the tray. Now I'm very aware at this point that the top of the Jesmonite is going to be my tray, is the top of my tray. I'm not demolding this, so I'm conscious of any bubbles rising to the surface and how I'm going to get them out. I don't really want a really bumpy surface for my vinyl to stick onto. I ended up tilting my tray to get that Jesmonite to go up the sides. Don't quite know why I did that, but I did, and here's a close-up. I think I was just hoping for the air bubbles to disperse as much as possible, so I spent some time swirling this around, tilting my tray back and forth. Now I did not spend too long on filming the weeding. We all know that is not my favourite thing to do, and I'll be honest, this is about 3 weeks later. I put the tray to one side. I didn't like it. I painted the sides in gold, and I just thought, not sure I'll use it. But yeah, it grew on me, and after a while I thought actually it's going to look gorgeous with some gold vinyl. So I took it back down to finish the video. So this is 3 weeks later, putting the vinyl on, transferring the vinyl on. Now I can feel some bumps in the surface. You could of course sand your surface, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to risk any visible holes, because we're not top coating with vinyl here, with resin, sorry, we're top coating with Jesmonite sealer. So I have made sure that that is firmly stuck on the Jesmonite. The vinyl I'm using is by HTV Ront. Again, what vinyl you use is entirely up to you. I'm going in with my very first coat of sealer. This is Jesmonite acrylic sealer for the AC100. This is diluted 80 to 20, 20% water, 80% neat Jesmonite. Your first coat of sealer has to be diluted with water. That is what the rules say, so that is what I do. Now you will see here I'm using a cheap kitchen sponge. This is the best way to seal Jesmonite AC100 without leaving any marks or streaks. I am saturating it. I am absolutely rubbing it over that lettering as much as I can, because I really want to put this to the test. I want to see, are we going to get any damage? Are we going to get any lifting? And there is the very first coat. What I do after putting that first coat on is rub a dry sponge over the top just to get rid of any of the streaks. So the second coat is about 2 minutes later. We want a neat coat for the second coat. We don't want to add any water to this at all. This is neat Jesmonite sealer. Again, I'm using my wet sponge to rub it on, and I'm really going for it over that vinyl because, again, I want to test it. I want to see what's going to happen. Is it going to peel up? Is it going to start to bubble? I already know there's bumps on it because my surface is not truly flat. So I figured, what's the worst that could happen? We'll all learn together. If it doesn't work, if we get some peeling, you'll be the first to know about it. But so far, so good. I went over with a dry sponge to get off any streaks that I could see, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We got no peeling. This is 24 hours later. I've left that sealer to fully dry, fully cure before we are going to run a test. I am putting a boiling hot cup of tea, no milk added because I didn't want to cool it down. I wanted it to be boiling straight from the kettle. The one on the right is obviously tea, which I'm going to drink after this. It was a bit strong, but I do drink it. This is now sped up. This is a 10-minute sit. The cup on the left has just got pure boiling water from the kettle. I didn't want to add anything cold to these because I want them to be truly, truly boiling hot. Like I said, I left them sitting here for 10 minutes, but I have sped this film up for you because nobody has time for that. And I came back 10 minutes later. I set my alarm to come back and lift them up. And I was just hoping and praying at this point that they would lift up. I was so worried they were going to get stuck. So here I am, 10 minutes later. They came off like a dream. There was no tackiness between them. They came straight off as if they were on natural Jesmonite. The vinyl is perfection. There's absolutely no damage done, no kind of consequences of this action whatsoever. The sealer has worked. They are fully heat proof to cope with the cups of tea. Imagine all the trays you could make, and I am excited by this. So these are now wipeable because that sealer has of course given them a water resistant surface. It has now given them a heat resistant surface, which means they can handle anything up to and over 100 degrees. That sealer has worked, and yeah, I'm in love, but tea first. So if you do not know me and you are new to my channel, I do love my tea. I really do. And I'm loving this tray. This is going to allow me to carry more than one cup of tea through to my living room at any one point. And the reason I tested it for 10 minutes is because if you live in a mansion, let's say, if you live in a great big house that takes you more than 10 minutes to walk from your kitchen to your sofa, then this will work for you. For me, it's about 3 seconds from my kitchen to my sofa. So it does the job. It's a perfect tray. Ideal for a gift. I'm thinking Mother's Day. I'm also now thinking coasters, Mother's Day coasters in Jesmonite with some vinyl on the front would be perfect for your mum's cup of tea or coffee. And yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm so happy it worked. Absolutely perfectly. I will see you all in the next video. If you've stayed this long, I appreciate you massively. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Be a part of this fun. this fun over here, and I will see you all next time. Bye.